Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool Western Electric rotary wall telephone, and this is Nina's telephone from Virginia. And Nina has a note here about how when she talks to people, they can't hear her. So she's having a transmit issue, and the people can't hear her, and she has receive, and the telephone rings, and she can dial out, but the people that she talks to cannot hear her. So anyway, what we need to do is troubleshoot this telephone and go through it and repair it. Now, there was another issue in the note about this little lever or piece of linkage here that's on the side of the telephone, and I'm going to kind of show that a little later in the video. Basically, all that is a piece of linkage. It's a lock. When you push it in after you get the telephone hung on the wall, you push this linkage in, and it locks the telephone into place onto the telephone jack. And so that wouldn't have anything to do with a transmit problem, wouldn't cause it or anything like that. And a lot of telephones do not even have this linkage. Some do, some don't. So anyway, basically what we have here is a hardwired cord on a telephone that it's a modular port type style handset. And in a way, you know, it's a better situation to have a cord like this because it's heavy duty. These old hardwired telephones had real heavy duty cords on them, and this cord is probably going to last a very, very long time, because in the note she mentions, can we go back to having a modular port on the handset and then on the base unit so that she can simply unplug the cords and switch the handsets around and do things like that, because she has another telephone like this, she says, and it's in like Harvest Gold or something like that. And I know what she's trying to say is, I'd like to be able to unplug this handset and plug this one back in and move things around to try to figure out her problem. But really, even if she did find out what her problem was, she'd still have to have it repaired, because you wouldn't want to use a gold phone on a red phone. So basically, this handset cord, once we repair this telephone, this handset cord is going to last a long time, just for the simple fact of how heavy it's made. And you can't get these type of cords like this as heavy as this one is in the old modular, or in the modular style that would plug into the handset and the base. So this is probably sufficient, and you incur a lot more cost with having to add a modular port at the handset, because it's missing. They made it hardwired, and you'd have to put a port in here, you'd have to put a port at the base, and then you'd have to change the handset cord, and you would not get the quality of a cord that you have now. So why spend all that money on something that's going to work just fine and probably last a lot longer now that it's hardwired? But anyway, we just have to go into it, troubleshoot it, repair the telephone, and get it straightened out. And I don't see why she'd have any more problems after we repair it. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break. And before I do that, though, I want to give you some dial tone. And then I want to take dial tone away. If you watch the analyzer, I'll dial a 2. There's a red light on the analyzer here that shows our modulation, our transmit, and it's not lighting up. So when I tap on the telephone like this, the handset, that light should be lighting. And when I modulate transmit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. This red light should be lighting when I do that. Give us some dial tone. Take dial tone away. Try to transmit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We definitely do not have any transmit like she had mentioned in her note. So we're going to go ahead and troubleshoot it and repair the telephone, and we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we are finished up in the repair of this telephone. So basically, we're going to run through our final checks, and then we'll kind of show you this linkage over here on the side after all that. So we'll go ahead and ring the telephone. We'll let that go a couple times. I'll let it go one more time. Give you some dial tone. Now what we want to do, if you watch the analyzer, is I'm going to walk through my numbers here. I'm going to end in a 2. And now what I want to do is transmit into the handset. So if you watch this red light here, you can see that that red light is working now when I tap on the handset. Now when I go to modulate, that light's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. Okay, so we know that this telephone is receiving, and it's transmitting, and it's dialing out, and it's ringing on a ring cycle. We'll try that one more time. We'll go ahead and give you some dial tone. I want to dial a 2. I want to tap on the handset. You can see that red light. And now I'm going to modulate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. So we know that this telephone is transmitting now, and Nina's, the people she's talking to will be able to hear her. And just, I like to over-test everything, so we'll do it one more time. Give you some dial tone. Tap on the phone, the receiver, the transmitter. Go ahead and modulate, transmit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know that this telephone is working now. And so the issue in the back here, I want to show you. I just have some jumper cables. We'll go ahead and unplug the telephone now since we know everything is working. And I'll take my jumpers off of this wall plate. All this piece of linkage is a lock. And when your telephone is hung on your wall jack, you just push it in and it simply locks it so that this telephone cannot be removed until this is pulled out. So that's locked, and now it can be taken off. So it's nothing more than a lock, and it's not going to affect how the telephone works. As long as when you put this telephone on the wall you get dial tone, or it rings, or you can dial out or whatever, then you know it's made its connection here. And you have to be careful with these when you hang these on the wall. I see a lot of times that people damage these. You just have to start out slow, and you have to see, this one's pretty tight, but you want it down in this area when you're making your connection. And you want to take your telephone and you would just basically hang it on the wall, and then you would slide your telephone down a little bit. So it would be basically, you'd walk up to it, install it, and then slide your telephone down a little bit, and then you would push it up a little bit and pull it out. So you got to be careful that you don't damage this port here or your wall plate. So it helps to take a little bit of time in doing that and being very careful, because you don't want to take a repaired telephone and then have all kinds of problems when you go to hang it and then break something, and then it has to be repaired all over again. So it's a very cool Western Electric red rotary telephone, and it's a great telephone. She's going to enjoy this very much, I'm sure. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 235-6959. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.